Commissioner Corcoran, who have asked for an excused absence.
Make a motion to excuse Mayor Burchill and Commissioner Corcoran.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next item on the agenda is to appoint the acting chair, since we do not have a mayor or a mayor pro tem.
Make a motion to appoint Commissioner Steve as the acting chair.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, I'll take the meeting over now as the acting chairperson. Item C, citizens wishing to address the commission on items on the agenda, 3-minute limit. Please come up to the podium and state your name.
No, I hope you can hear me. Albert Bofsich, 1221 Leonard. It's just about discussing the project. Sutherland Avenue, that's been rough as long as I could ever remember. Also on the bus going up to Newport School when I was in kindergarten. I mean, that street, it's a well. Okay, thank you. It's a project that's well overdue. But with this project, there's all that dirt that's gonna be dug up at the beginning of the project. And I don't know if you got a place to put it, but the best place to put it would be a compost site, compost. I mean, you go to Washington, you go to Solid Avenue, you hang it right, you go to Luxembourg, you go to Air Street, and you hang the left. 100 yards you're in there. You go to Rose Street, to Main Street, you hang the left. You go a half mile, you're in a compost site. What you gotta do is knock that big pile over, right over the trail, put that dirt in there, level it off, you can have your trail back. You got the nice dirt in there, I mean, that could get somebody in there to log it, get somebody in there right away to log it, get all that poplar in there. You can have a beautiful site in there, a real nice green site. I mean, would you rather dump it right there at 1/2 mile, or would you want to have these trucks run all over town? There was meeting after meeting after meeting last year. We need truck routes, we need truck routes, we need truck routes. Us, the taxpayers, have over hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in these two streets. We need to protect these streets. I mean, who's more important, the 100 to 150 people that use that trail? Or all the city of Ironwood people, or all the taxpayers in the city of Ironwood? Who's more important? I mean, you're running these trucks through town. You're gonna tear up that, you want it to run on Lake Street. Lake Street is brand new. You want it to tear up that Lake Street and Air Street intersection with turns. No, nobody wants that anymore. And what else I got on my notes? With these trucks running around, an accident can happen. We don't need any accidents in town. And the people that this project, the area that it's in, by just going 3/4 of a mile with this dirt, would it be how much shorter of a time would it take with these people living in that project to be, I mean, the construction project is a mess, everybody knows it. I mean, there's no sense to prolong this project any more than you have to. And how much, by running these trucks all over town, how many years are you gonna, I mean, just one more thing there. I mean, if you are gonna shorten the life of these streets by running these trucks all over town, and with these meetings with these truck routes, if you run these trucks all over town, take the truck road signs out. That means you're not gonna follow that means you're not gonna practice what you preach. We want to save our streets. The number one thing is save our streets and the people in that area. Those are the taxpayers of the city of Ironwood. Those are the 3 most important things of this whole project. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment, Mr. Novosich. That decision is outside the scope of this meeting, but I appreciate your input. Any other citizens wishing to address the commission on items on the agenda? All right, moving on to item D, discuss and consider awarding a bid approving resolution 017-012 for the Phase 4 utility project and authorize acting chair to sign contingent on review and approval from USDA Rural Development.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Mike with Comm Engineering. I recognize all your smiling faces here in the room. So, if you will, we can kind of just, I'll paraphrase the recommendation of award letter. On May 25th, we received 5 bids for this Phase 4 utility improvement project. The low bid was Woodsville Construction, followed by Jake at just very close to about 10%. The project bids came in overall slightly under budget. On the sewer side of things, it was slightly over budget, but not enough to use up all the contingencies. Karen, would you be so kind as to go to the second page? Actually, Karen, if you could. Can I get that?
There you go, right there.
Hello. So, if I could maybe deviate from here, but can everyone see that there? Okay. Okay. So what we have is, here's the original budget for the sewer category, okay? And we break it down by legal and admin, there's 3 portions of the engineering, if you will. And then we have a contingency, and then they have construction. And it made for a total $1.685 million. And that was awarded to the city, and that's a combination at 75% grant and 25% loan on the sewer side of things, if you recall. I'm just reiterating what we've all done in the past here. Let me just drop down to the water side of things. So, again, you have a portion of the legal admin, you have the 3 components of the engineering, you have the contingency and our proposed construction amount, and we had a total budget of just shy of $3 million, 2,982. And so what we do is we adjust these numbers after the bids in accordance with insight from rural development as to move this forward. And so what we do here is, here's the original. So that was, the 424 was probably signed about 14 months ago, I would guess. So here's the changes we proposed, and this is a whole series of actions in the next 5 items that you're going to do here tonight, okay? So what we're saying is that we're leaving the legal admin the same, and in order to use up, okay, Dwayne Reed had already requires us to have a 3% contingency in the sewer side of things. So, down from 10. So what we did is we have chosen an additional block of, a little bit under budget. We've chosen an additional block of work on Francis Street as an extension eastward from the Big Freeze job. And so that would be in front of Larry's brother's house, I believe, and Gene Pertilly, that block there. And so your resolution tonight is going to be to award the project and a change order to Woodsville so that we burn up that money. Because if we don't show Dwayne how we're using it, we have to give it back. And of course, you always give back the grant money before you give back the loan. So we've been finagling here over the last couple of weeks, and it's been quite a process, as you may have mentioned, to do that. So, again, there's a little bit of engineering associated with doing that work to design that block and stuff, but, and Scott and I have a program all worked out on that with, actually my boss, Jeff. So what we're looking to do is reduce the contingencies and the sewer side of things to what Dwayne wanted. And then we basically add a little bit of that construction money, a little bit to the engineering to burn it up, if you will, so that at the end of the day, the key point here is that the sewer fund stays whole, that we propose to use up all the money that we had originally. Now, we do so as best we can on the water side of things too, but the water budget came in a fair amount under. And so again, we were adding some work to the construction contract, in this case, $232,000. But we still have to give back about $280,000 of the water fund. Again, we don't want to do that if we can help it, but keep in mind the water fund was 100% grant, 100% loan. And so we certainly would, if it was granted, we certainly look at it in a different way. Okay? So, if I may, so the resolution, well, here is the SF 424. So this is basically rural development's table that was also in my notice of award. So it says the changes, the original cost, the changes, and the proposed budget today. Now this is what we will take to the loan closing. The bond attorneys, et cetera, will set up the bonds to read for those amounts now. And so what we need to do tonight is the following items. Is agenda item D is a resolution authorizing that award to what's still with that accompanying change order, so we make sure we bring that up. Item E is basically to authorize Commissioner Semo to sign the revisions to the SF 424. There's a cover sheet and then this signature sheet associated with this table. Again, item F would then be the revisions to the SF 424 associated with the sewer work. And then G and H are engineering, as we talked about, to utilize that funding as we showed in the SF 424. So I realize I'm kind of grouping them all together here, but as you can imagine, this all ends up being a package that we send to Dwayne at Rural Development all at once to keep the project moving forward. And we'll get that out. In fact, if we can, next day here again tonight. And then we'll try to visit with Dwayne here the next day or two and see if we can get a local set up. Get the project moving. So I try to be as brief as possible, and all I'm able to answer any questions.
I'd just like to say that I appreciate the work that we have put into that. And I appreciate the fact that with the water being 100% loan, us not being able to use up all of that money, it doesn't hurt us because we're borrowing money.
Exactly.
So thank you.
Well, and Jim, it's all of your city staff. I mean, even the water and sewer guys to decide on the Francis Street project. It's just not needed, if you will.
And then it definitely looks to me with the way the bids came in, that they're not that spread apart, so people are bidding correctly. There's nothing that rings alarm because they're close.
I agree. We're less than 10% between the two.
Yeah.
On utility, underground utility work, that's not uncommon.
Yeah. So thank you. Looks good.
Could you give me a little background as to how Francis Street became the chosen project?
In Phase 3, we ended up getting about a little bit of money there because we didn't have what Dwayne now calls, from the Rural Development now calls the wish list. Okay? So for Phase 4, in the preliminary engineering report and the environmental assessment, we had probably 7 or 8 blocks all said and done on the quote-unquote wish list. And the idea behind that is, if your project comes in under, you have the proper environmental clearances, and you have the cost estimates and whatnot associated with adding some blocks, so you can make sure you use up all of your budget. So we had, in fact, because of Phase 3, we had some troubles on Lake Avenue between Lake Street and Curry. There's some services there, but we're not going off the highway. And so we wanted to get that corrected, and that was on the list. And then we had a cluster of streets right around the Big Freeze project that Jake's Excavating did under the Big Freeze grant. And so, because we questioned this ourselves, on May 16th in a meeting with Dwayne, he made us chop down the list that we had to get rid of that Lake Avenue. And so it was a cluster of 6 or 7 blocks right around that. Now, from your SAW work and our discussions with your city water and sewer staff, we decided that that block of Francis rose to the top of the list of the 6 or 7 eligible blocks.
Which was based on the SAW grant, real data as to where our biggest need for.
Yes, sir, and your water department's had some issues out there as well.
We've got a number of water main breaks and super line breaks. Even during the big freeze, there was a big section of that roadway that did freeze. We replaced a section of water main, but it's really our next phase of area that we need to get to, so we thought we'd take out an additional block since we have funding available.
But again, the design of it by Comm Engineering or the construction of it by Russell Construction won't happen until we're far enough along that we're sure that we're okay dollar-wise. We certainly don't want to get that block tore up and then find out that we don't have enough money to finish it. So that's, I hope, likely, but not by any means a foregone conclusion at this point.
And because Francis Street was included in our wish list, it could be included within the allowed by this grant and loan application that we're putting in.
Yeah, you're right. It's a priority list based on need. So again, those blocks, are high priority because of past history of water service and main breaks, and then solid related information with the sewers. So it's really a high need area, if you will. that the utilities need to replace. That'd be, probably part of our phase, let's see how it shakes out with the future phase 5 area. And we figure let's stay in the pocket of that since, we do have some grant money, and some lower storm money that we can, maximize to get another block work done.
In the future, it'd be worthwhile to have a little background as to how we, got to the conclusion that this is phase 5, this is phase 6.
Sure. Yeah, I think once we get the South grant information, that's going to help us again focus on where ultimately will phase 5 be. We're using the information we have right now. But again, we'll bring that back to you to really help define our future areas to, move into.
And that would be an excellent workshop session.
Right.
There's a very big discussion. It's a balance between the funds that RD or other funding agencies may have at the time, the needs of the city, and it changes on some instances every winter because of freeze-ups and whatnot. So, great topic.
Any other questions for Mr. Foley?
Just that, before we make the motion, Scott, city staff, yourself, everyone's gone back and forth,
Yeah.
and
Correct, we've gone through this very thoroughly, internally, and with Comm engineers, and discussion of that before we presented it to you, and we're comfortable with what we're presenting here. With the budget dollars we have, and scope of work, and, contractor that is a little bit.
All right. Do we have a motion on item D?
Make a motion. We bid as described in the
There's support.
yes, support.
Motion by Commissioner Tower, support by Commissioner Mildred to award the bid as described in item D and authorize acting chair to sign, contingent on review and approval from USDA Rural Development. Is there any further discussion?
Just that, do we include the low bidder? We say,
Do you believe it's included in the resolution? Is that correct?
That is correct.
okay,
If you want to restate that, that's fine.
I think so. Roll call
Mildred,
yes,
Tower,
Yes.
Seymour.
vote? Yes. Item E, discuss and consider approval of revised water application for federal assistance for the City of Ironwood Phase 4 utility project in the amount of $2,701,336 and authorize acting chair to sign all applicable documents.
Make that motion.
support.
Motion by Commissioner Tower, seconded by Commissioner Mildren to approve the revised water application as described in item E. Is there any further discussion? Roll call
Tower,
Yes.
Mildred,
Yes,
Seymour.
vote. Yes. Item F, discuss and consider approval of revised sewer application for federal assistance for the City of Ironwood Phase 4 utility project in the amount of $1,685,000 and authorize acting chair to sign all applicable documents.
I will make the motion as described in item F.
Motion by Mildren, Commissioner Mildren, seconded by Commissioner Tower to approve the sewer application as described in item F. Is there any further discussion? Roll call
Mildred,
Yes,
Tower,
Yes.
Seymour.
vote. Yes. Item G, discuss and consider approval of sewer engineering amendment number 1 for the City of Ironwood Phase 4 utility project Coleman Engineering Company in the amount of $12,600 and authorize acting chair to sign all applicable documents.
Make that motion.
support.
Motion by Commissioner Tower, seconded by Commissioner Mildren to approve the sewer engineering amendment number 1 as described in item G in the amount of $12,600 and authorize acting chair to sign all applicable documents. Is there any further discussion? And something that wasn't mentioned by Mr. Foley, I don't think, but this is part of the Francis Street.
That's correct, yes. For that additional work.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Tower,
Yes.
Mildred,
Yes,
Seymour.
Yes. H, discuss and consider approval of water engineering amendment number 1 for the engineering amendment as described in item H. Any further discussion? I do have a question on that. Were we to run out of money, not have enough money to pursue this portion of the project as Mr. Foley described, would we still have to be committed to that money to hold an engineering?
No, for the engineering,
Yeah.
we would not, only if the work gets done, so, what we anticipate is, if the phase 4 project, near completion, make sure we're okay funding wise, before we authorize them to go forward and do any type of survey engineering work, just to make sure we're okay. And we feel we have the money to finish the project.
It has specific language that does not allow us to start until authorized by the city manager.
Very
This
good.
is good, as a council to make sure that's in place, okay?
I'm very glad to hear that. Any other discussion? Roll call
Milgren,
Yes.
Tower,
Yes.
Seymour.
vote? Yes. Item I, adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Great day for the city mayor.
We always
If you have